Despite the significant strides made in addressing gender equality over the years, gender-based violence continues to be a major concern in Grenada, necessitating stronger legal enforcement, expanded survivor support services, and cultural shifts. That's according to Minister for Social and Community Development, Senator Gloria Thomas, as she delivered an address in observance of International Women's Day.
Women's participation in leadership and decision-making, while growing, still faces barriers from entrenched gender biases. Social protection mechanisms must be further strengthened to address economic vulnerabilities that disproportionately affect women. Data collection and monitoring systems must be improved to measure gender equality outcomes more effectively.
The Social Development Minister indicated that Grenada's national report of the Beijing Plus 30 highlighted some of the key areas of progress.
Gender-responsive budgeting is now a fundamental part of national fiscal policy, ensuring that economic decisions reflect the needs of women, men, and vulnerable groups. Expanding women's economic empowerment initiative, including financial literacy programs, entrepreneurship support, and access to credit for women-led businesses. Enhance access to education for girls, with a growing number of women entering STEM fields.
Senator Thomas said this year's International Women's Day was a catalyst for action, as over the next 10 months, a nationwide campaign will be implemented to accelerate gender-responsive change.
Our key focus areas will include scaling up economic empowerment programs to close the gender wage gap and support women entrepreneurs, enhancing community outreach programs to raise awareness and challenge societal norms and attitudes towards gender-based violence, expanding gender-sensitive policies, closing gaps in legal frameworks, and ensuring their effective enforcement.
The sentiments were also echoed by opposition leader Emmeline Pear, who made her maiden budget debate rebuttal in Parliament earlier today. Mrs. Pear called for renewed efforts to advance gender equality and a strengthening of women's participation in the political landscape.
As we conclude and as the world concludes the celebration of International Women's Day, I emphasize the impact that they have on the world. Because you see, Mr. Speaker, under the new National Party's administration, Grenada gained international recognition, ranking as high as 6th in the world for women's representation in Parliament. Mr. Speaker, this is an achievement that is unmatched in the region, except for Cuba, which ranked 2nd. Mr. Speaker, after the 2022 general elections, Grenada fell to 64th in the world. I therefore called, Mr. Speaker, this morning for renewed efforts to advance gender equality and to strengthen women's participation in political representation in this country.
Christina John, GBN News.